Hey, very good evening to everyone. This is your host, Master Kevin. How are you guys tonight? Right? So you guys is doing well? Okay. So technically, what we are be checking here for whole of tonight is there's quite a bit of things I'll be teaching, right? Especially if you are interested into the topic of Qi Men Dun Jia. So that is one of the key things. Okay, just saying some shout out from some of you guys. Hey, hi, Jared. Right? Hi, Helen. Okay. Hi, ML Han. Right? Hi, Brian. Okay. So just let me know where are you guys connecting in from. Because tonight is going to be very exciting, right? Because I'll be doing quite a bit of new training. Quite a lot of you has been already in the first batch of our Bazi training series, which is good, right? So tonight I'm just going to bring you guys a little bit further using more arts on metaphysics. Okay, so we have Stan Lin, right? Very good evening to Stan, right? We have Bruce, okay, we have Joshua, we have Rina, we have Rika, okay, we have Helen. Wow, a lot of supporters, huh? The all the big groups of supporters are here. Okay, thank you for having me here tonight, right? So where are you guys connecting in from? Okay, just let me know. Just in case I need to know, is most of you from Singapore? Is most of you from Malaysia? I know most of the students should be from Singapore and Malaysia, but the last time we had someone that was from Egypt. Okay, I think someone was from Egypt, and then we have someone from Spain, from US, New York, right? So quite a bit of things that I'll be updating tonight. Okay, so it's very good to be having a lot of you tuning in. Hi, Eddie. Okay, so this is what we'll be doing for tonight. So technically tonight, I'll divide this into, let's just put it as 2 sessions. So the first half of the session is you will want to tune in with me to the end because we're going to give away technically 3 person that will have be entered into a lucky draw. So lucky draw is going to be a very fast system, right? So technically how it works is this. So in my whole entire session, so there will be a first lucky draw in the first part of the live session, and then we have one second one on the second half, right? And of course the last one primarily, so you want to stay to the end because there's 3 chances, right? So the first half of it, and then we have the middle part of it, and then to the end of it. Okay, so what is this lucky draw all about? Now, because we've been receiving a lot of tremendous support, right? So technically the feedback has been saying that the jump start, right? So the Bazi jump start, they have been a lot of people has been able to get a lot of good information just from the jump start, which is something that they thought that they can never comprehend this. That was the Bazi jump start we launched like last month, right? So hi Joanne from Australia, good to have you here. I think it's pretty cold in Australia right now. I used to be staying in Sydney, right? And it's very chilly cold, and I can't really get used to it. And we have Francis. Francis is our instructor of the academy. Very good evening to Francis. Okay, and of course, what will be in terms of the lucky draw, right? I will finish on that. I'll be giving 3 access, right? 3 access pass. So the Bazi Jumpstart at our official launch at $497. So what happened is I'm going to pick, right, technically 3 different viewers, right? So to qualify is quite simple, right? So what you have been doing is this. Technically, you will need to like the post. You have to share the post. And not only that, you have to set the post to public, right? Because when you set the post to public, it will say that you obtain the status as a sharer or you becomes a top fan. So the minute you becomes a sharer and top fan, later on, what I'll be doing is I actually have my phone with me right now. Okay, so you'll be looking. This is actually the live session here. So later on, I'll be just scrolling, right? 3 scroll. It's one of the very simple method that a lot of influencers is using these days. 3 scroll to give out a lucky draw. So this is just to be fair. So I will scroll 3 times, and then the first one that pop out on the comment section, right? Will walk away with the access, right? So you will get the access to the Bazi Jumpstart that is valued at $497. I hope that will give you a good, knowledge. Instead of just rewarding you with money, I thought that I'll reward you with wisdom, right? Wisdom and knowledge is what's going to set you pretty far, right? So we have someone from Hong Kong, right? Wow, very good evening to you, right? So tuning in from Hong Kong, okay? So, and of course, what you have to do again to qualify, you have to like the post, you have to share the post, you have to obtain status of a sharer. Remember, you have to set the post to public, right? And what you can be doing right now is this. From right now, you can, the keyword to participate in the lucky draw, later on I'll just do the 3 scroll. So technically the scroll as long the first name that came out, right, that shows the keyword, right? So the keyword is very simple. The keyword for tonight is just Qi Men, right? So if you don't know what's Qi Men, it's Qimen. So what you can be doing is from now to the end, feel free to type Qi Men at any point of time. You want to type it continuously is fine, because what I'll be doing is I'll just do a 3 scroll, and then whoever pops out at the first one, right, they will get access to the lucky draw. And again, of course, why we are doing this is because technically I think passing down past knowledge will be a help to transform your life. That is very important. And of course, once you get access to knowledge, I'm pretty sure you can do more from there. Yeah. So you can be typing Qi Men, and remember, if I pick you, it says that you're not a sharer. Unfortunately, I will have to do the draw again. Huh? So please make sure you really like the post and you have share, right? And then you set the post to public, you're a sharer. So from now to the end, you can keep, typing this Qi Men. This is how I thought it's a very fair game, rather than I'm just randomly picking someone. Then some of you will say, hey, this is not so fair, right? So yeah, so just to be fair, right? So you can be typing that. So beside interaction, on and off, you can be typing Qi Men from now to the to the end. So what I can be doing right now is just do the post sharing. Okay, let me just give you a quick guide to what I'll be covering here. Now, in the second half, I will take in technically some question from 4 of you, right? So there will be 4 viewers. You'll be allowed to connect in, right? So once you get connected, and then you'll be able to come online, right? So, and then of course you have to show your your face and then your voice. It's of course good that you put in a earphone or something, right? So that will actually helps you to technically ask question later. Later on, I'll use the art of Bazi and Qi Men to help you to answer some of the pressing questions. But of course, to be fair to everyone, so that everyone got sufficient chance on this, I thought that everyone can be allowed to ask one question, right? So at least no one that is moved on. If I can cover 5 or 6, I try to do 5 or 6. But if you ask too many questions, and what happens is others may not be given a chance on this. Again, from the list of people that calls in, we will try to pick from the pool. Technically, that they are sharer. Okay, so your very first step is very simple. Once you're in my Facebook, or some of you is tuning into my YouTube live, right? So the first thing you do is to like. You will share, and then you set the post to public, right? Then you obtain the status sharer, right? So if you've not done that, please do that now, right? So, and then you'll be able to get access to it. Okay, so let me just bring out the screen I'll be teaching you for the first half of it. Okay, now we spoke on this before. This is technically when I talk about the terms Qi Men Dun Jia. Now, of course, how many of you has heard of Qi Men Dun Jia, right? If you have heard of Qi Men Dun Jia, just type yes, right? So I need to know how many of you have heard of this term. You know there's this art called Qi Men Dun Jia. Now, of course, I've done Bazi training in the past, right? In the past, I think almost 3 to 4 weeks. In the last 1 month, we've been doing Bazi training. So today is, I think, coming episodes, I think 13, if not 14. I can't really remember. I mean, we've been doing this so frequently. I don't intend to stop on this online training for you guys. So pick out as much information as you can. So with every episodes, we cover important information. So in case some of you it's your first time here, right, you may have not accessed our last 12 episodes. Don't worry, because towards the end, I will actually give you information on how do you access our last 12 episodes, including today. That's 13 episodes. So that's 13 episodes of training, right? Technically, you got at least an hour of training and knowledge that will guide you from, we have discussed on Bazi on how do you, one of the most popular topic. In fact, that episode, I think we got close to almost 100,000 viewers, total view online. That was the episode on the nobleman. So it turns out that, a lot of people want to find out what is their nobleman, right? So again, if you just tune into this, you have no idea why all of them is typing Qi Men. This is technically we are doing 3 lucky draw, right? So let me just get it going by just starting the Qi Men, and then I'll pick 1 lucky winner. So today we will pick actually 3. The first session, right? So the first, and then the middle session, and then to the last session, I'll pick 1 each, right? So to qualify, you must have been a sharer. So you need to like, you need to share. If you don't have this status, I will have to pick again, and it goes to the next winner. Yeah. So I hope that you understand how the rules of giving out the lucky draw. So we have, of course, Anna. Hi, Anna. Good to have you. Right. So okay. So let's tune into the part on Qi Men Dun Jia. Let me just teach you briefly why is this art very important. In fact, this is one of the key things that I'll be teaching a long time, right? I started teaching Qi Men Dun Jia in 2014, right? So back in those days, I don't think we have a lot of students. I think my first class was only like 14 students. That was almost like a lot of students already in one class. It's not like today we can get, a couple of hundreds in one sitting. Sometimes it goes to thousands, right? So that was the first class that I actually taught when I actually got the knowledge from Taiwan, right? So I actually had two Qi Men Dun Jia masters. One is from China, the other one is from Taiwan, right? So then, of course, Qi Men Dun Jia, why do we want to learn this system? Let me just go down in depth. Yeah, it's very quickly for you to understand. Technically, you are not, today I'm going to give you some insights of Qi Men, all right? And of course, today is technically my second training on Qi Men. So what I'll be teaching you is how you'll be plotting your Qi Men chart later on, right after the training. Okay, so at least you get some information on your Qi Men destiny chart. Now, when we talk about Qi Men Dun Jia, if you see what I actually had on screen, you see this is just like a chess game. Now, why is this really, really important, right? So technically it's because if you're looking somewhat as a chess game, right? So just imagine this. What if today you are blessed with the power, technically, that sometimes we are forced to make certain difficult decisions in our life. So what if today, like example, you want to get into a partnership with this random someone, right? And then you're not very sure, should I partner with him, or how's the outcome of this partnership going to turn out? Guess what? Do you know that you can actually use Qi Men, right? You can just plot the Qi Men chart. Usually when you want to ask a question, right? Let's say you don't know your date of birth and time, or you just want to ask a question, you can use the current, hour, right? We actually use the 时家 Qi Men. Now, 时家 Qi Men technically means the hourly Qi Men Dun Jia chart. Now, of course, in Qi Men, there is the hour, there is the day, the month, and of course goes down to the year. Now, the year Qi Men chart is more talking about what is going to happen technically in the entire year. It allows you to give you some sort of a phenomenon, right? So just a few updates, yeah. So if you kind of realize that this month we are already into the month of the Ren Wu month, so it's technically water horse month, right? So some of you are not into Bazi, don't worry. So what do I want to tell you about this is this. Now, if you look at this year is the year of the rat, right? And this month is the month of the horse. Now, if you study a bit of Bazi knowledge, you probably already know this by now. The rat and the horse actually forms a clash. So if you're talking about Bazi knowledge, this month technically is what we call the month breaker. Now, what do we mean by month breaker? Month breaker technically means that if you want to look at 12 months ahead, there is a lot of problems that it's likely going to come out, especially for this month on an entire global basis. Okay, so as you can see that since last month onwards, we already have a lot of riots coming from US, right? And then there's a lot of this thing that's ongoing, so quite a little bit of instability going on worldwide. Now, if you actually have some access to plotting the Qi Men chart, now later on I'll teach you guys how to be plotting the Qi Men chart. It's relatively quite simple. The year Qi Men chart technically already shows this month. If I'm not wrong, this month is actually, you do have the death door, right? So that is this death door. So you look at what I talk about in terms of Qi Men Dun Jia, why is there doors, right? So very quickly, I just thought I would just teach you a little bit into this topic. The idea is this, because when you know how to utilize Qi Men, you can effectively change the outcome that you want. So Qi Men is so amazing in the point whereby exactly if, let's say right now, you want to be looking for a lost item in your house, you will just be able to find it almost by looking at the chart, right? It gives you the key points and ideas. Where is this item that could be residing right now? Are you able to find it? Are you not able to find it? Even the answers are there, right? So Qi Men can be used for, of course, searching for lost item is not what we want to be using here. The key idea of using Qi Men is purely one thing, right? You want to take control of the outcome, right? So if you understand taking control of outcome, what we actually tries to mean here is technically, you want to make sure that, let's say, example, I'm going to partner with this guy. What is the Qi Men chart going to tell me? Is the Qi Men chart tells me that, oh, this guy actually has a hidden agenda, right? Maybe at some point, somewhere along the way that, he might, misappropriate the company funds or whatever, right? You will get signs like that if that guy is harboring this sort of intention. See, that is the power of Qi Men, is able to forecast the current circumstances right now and, of course, the future. So if you're asking, example, a future question, like, should I marry this guy, or should I, travel to this part of the world to work? Guess what? Qi Men will already presented you with the answers just by looking at the chart itself. Now, Qi Men, if you go down deeper, it can break down to many different knowledge. Yeah. So you see this part here, of course, this guide, don't worry, because later on I'll give you the instruction. How do you actually download this guide? Yeah. So don't worry about not able to get the guides, because this is just in front 2 episodes of Qi Men, because later on I'll give you actually more advanced guide. This is a beginner's guide, is to get you started so you at least understand what is Qi Men, right? Okay. So I think the second part of it is you have to understand is this. Some of you may have heard of the story of Qi Men Dun Jia. There's this battle called Jie Dong Feng. That means you borrow the east wind. So why is this, borrows the east wind is really that important? Actually, it was really by this guy that's called the name of Zhuge Liang. Now, if you kind of, you are into Chinese movie, you probably have watched the Battle of the Red Cliff, right? So that is where you have, I think the guy is called, Liang Caowei, right? So technically the guy was acting as Zhou Yu. So this is technically why am I talking about this here is, Qi Men Dun Jia was made famous by this guy. This is the advisor, right? Zhuge Liang is the core advisor, right? To one of the countries back then, right? They belongs to a weaker faction compared to, Cao Cao, which is the evil king that dominates the almost 3/4 of the world, and then they have a huge amount of fleets of troops and, all the armed powers that they need. But the key thing is this, Zhuge Liang actually, that very day, in the war, if you watch the Battle of Red Cliff, you will see this, understand? I'm not going to go into details of the entire, movie itself, but I just want to give you a very quick things that, when I heard about this story, immediately that was the first thing I said that, I need to master this Qi Men Dun Jia, because it is so amazing. How in the world would someone know, example, in this hour right now, there's going to be strong wind blowing from the east and towards the east direction, right? So this technically sets the results whereby technically what happened is, on the weaker camp, Zhuge Liang actually win the battle, right? They have only a small amount of fleets of ships, but when they set it on fire and then they let the wind blow, right? So this, what happened is Cao Cao, a huge army of ships actually get chained together, and then, they just got destroyed, right? In this very small battle where they actually overpower. So this is exactly what I'm trying to tell you. You see, there's a lot of situation, sometimes we can be overpowered by certain circumstances is beyond our control. So example, let's say how many of you dares to, talk to your boss and say, hey, I haven't had a promotion for a long time. How many of you will be doing that? Yes, okay? If you say no, then just key in no. So at least I know how many of you will be daring to do that. That you will go to your boss and say, hey, I've been working here for 5 years to 6 years or 10 years, a pretty long time. I thought that, I should be up next, right, for the next promotion. How many of you will do that, right? Just key 1. If you will do that, you key 1. If you're not going to do that, you key 2, right? So I need to know how many of you will do that, okay? So this is going to be interesting because as I talk about the concept of Qi Men Dun Jia, this is why I start to introduce you to the concept. Later on, I'll teach you some of the path that we are looking at, and then we talk about the usage, right? So how many of you, again, will talk to, you see, most of the answers I'm getting on my screen right now. Of course, you see Facebook, there's a bit of like, okay, some will say, okay, so let's, this is Kismet, right? Kismet actually says 1. So 1, all the 1 people, Evelyn, and then Johnny, right? And then Helen, okay? These are the 1 people, okay? So the 1 people technically will say that, hey, you know what? I'm going to talk to my boss right now. You have not given me a promotion. Please do something about it, right? But then you look at it, there are some of us, okay? So maybe ML Han, right? We have 2, okay? So Jennifer Poon, we have 2, and then we have Reeds, right? Reeds also 2, okay? Jolene also 2, right? So no right or wrong. So technically, there's I'm not asking for right or wrong answers. I'm just saying that different people have different ways of handling situation. So what happened if, let's say, the one that is typing 2, okay? And then technically, I'm able to increase your chance of success. That means I'm able to give you a date and time, right? Technically, you can use the power of Qi Men. And then when you do ask the questions, turn out that, the outcome was actually going to your favor. And then your boss probably do not really judge you, right? So imagine this is what I'm trying to say right now. This is the power of Qi Men Dun Jia, right? Qi Men Dun Jia is stepping on the current time-space energy. So technically, when you understand the current time-space energy, you will be able to, we call this energy charging. So some of you are my students, you probably know this. In Qi Men Dun Jia, we always talk about energy charging. What do we mean by charging energy? Are we like batteries? No, we are not. Okay, it's very simple. So Qi Men technically is a mathematical calculation, right? So if you look at a Qi Men chart, you always get to see is 8 directions. So let me just bring out a chart right now. Okay. So in Qi Men Dun Jia, you always get to see 8 directions, right? So if you plot the current hourly chart, so what happened is technically Qi Men Dun Jia will shows you this is what is happening right now in all the 8 different directions globally. It's not just in your country, right? This is in all the 8 directions. So if you're talking about north in US, north in Singapore, north in Australia, it's more or less all experiencing the same phenomenon right now. That's the amazing part. They may not be exactly the same people, but it will be the same phenomenon. So example, if Qi Men says that is, accident prone in one direction. So that one direction in all over the world right now, let's say if it's going to be east, then all the east direction right now is highly prone to accident right now. So this is exactly what I'm trying to teach you, right? So like with every directions, the good part about Qi Men Dun Jia is that is negative directions and as well as there's some positive directions. So the key idea is Qi Men allow us technically to look into the current situation, and then it allows you to strategize your next move. So we don't, if a good powerful user of Qi Men Dun Jia, of course, if you really want to do it now immediately, you can by looking at the current time energy. But I would say that the highest level of Qi Men Dun Jia user, they will look at the time space based on the upcoming days or months, and they will find the very, very best one with the most smallest windows, right? So in this smallest window, what will happen is then they will use that energy and that direction to get what they want, right? So that is called the Qi Men Dun Jia strategy, charging energy to do your sales, right? You can use this to go for your sales. You can use this for medical healing, right? In Qi Men Dun Jia, there's a few stars that talk about a few things, right? In Qi Men Dun Jia, if you look at, right, the one that I have, let's say, let me just talk about this star here, okay? This is seed, right? Or we call it ray, right? So if you look at Tian Ray, right? This star itself is talking about illnesses. It's talking about sickness, right? So do you know that for someone in the past, consultations, what we have done is there's someone who came to us, they can't diagnose this illnesses right now, right? So they went to all the doctors been telling them, hey, I after all the scan and you get this and that, but there is no 100% affirmation of what is the illness you're getting right now, right? So with Qi Men, there is actually a way to get the doctors to be able to go through a very thorough checks, right? By tapping on the right directions before you visit the doctor itself, and then the doctors will do all their schedule checks on what they have to check on you, right? And of course, if you're looking at healing, right, then this is one of the pillars, right? The rest door is talking about healing, it's talking about relaxation. To some people, they'll think that, why do I need healing? Why do I need relaxation? I'm doing well right now, right? Here's the thing, right? There are some of us, you could be doing very well financially, but it doesn't mean that you can be doing well, all right, physically or mentally, right? So while you are doing this, I'm about to be picking my first lucky draw right after this first session. So if you have not, what you'll be doing is still input your Qi Men keyword. Yeah? So type in your Qi Men, and what I'll be doing is right after this session, I'll be picking one winner that will walk away with the access to the Bazi Jumpstart program worth $495, and that will be the first one. Today we will actually have 3 winners. So do remember to keep your keywords coming, right? Because that will actually get it started, and then when I actually do the flow, your name is there. But of course, to qualify again, please make sure that you share the post. You share and you set the post to public, because when you do that, you obtain the status of a sharer. I will have to get my back team people once they selected you to see whether are you a sharer. So if it says you are a sharer, then congratulations, you will get access to the program. If not, then I may have to repick another winner altogether. So please try to also from time to time, you don't have to do it every single second. From time to time, just resume your maybe every 1 minute you can type once, right? So just in case, to increase your chance of getting your chance to the lucky draw. So let's see, looking at the Bazi chart itself, right? So if we're looking at, I want to bring down to, if we talk about Qi Men Dun Jia today, it's used in 4 different applications. So the first part of Qi Men Dun Jia, where we use it most of the time, is this part we call Qi Men Divination. So this is Qi Men Divination. So Qi Men Divination is quite straightforward. Technically, later in the second half, towards the end, I'll pick 4 callers. You'll be able to get online with me, right? You have to turn on your video and then your voice, and then you can ask your one question. So through your one question, I'll look into the Qi Men chart. If need be, I can look into the Bazi chart. Now, why do we want to look at both? Now, if you look at the Bazi chart, this is like your blueprint of your entire life. Okay, so you want to know how am I do well in this 1 year, 5 years, 10 years? What should I be really doing, right? What is my key strength and weakness? What is the industry I need to be in, right? Then you look at your Bazi chart because your Bazi chart contains all this vital information. But when it comes to the Qi Men chart example, you want to use a strategy. When is the best time, right, for me to talk to my husband? Assuming maybe you're not in a very, good relationship with him already, right? Qi Men can help. Qi Men can also help to read people hidden agenda. Qi Men can also help to read some of your immediate decisions. So example, some of you say that I want to travel overseas to work, right? So which part overseas? Because you get many different directions. Are you heading to the south? Are you heading to the north? Which part? Right. So just by plotting a Qi Men chart again, we can retrieve out just the information. It will tell you, hey, if you're going to go to the south, what happens? And it's not just a yes and no because Qi Men allows us to go into the finer details. It allows us to go to the strategy part. So Qi Men Dun Jia, it's powerful in terms of the divination. And to a lot of people, they think divination is the hardest part to learn because it seems like there's a lot of things to memorize. You need to memorize your door, you need to memorize your deity, your stars, your heaven stamp, and your earth stamp. But technically, what we have done here is in the Qi Men Dun Jia plotter that we have. Probably I'll just show it out on my screen. All right, so this is our Qi Men Dun Jia plotter. The students who come on board on the full training, right? So once you get on full training, it means you study all parts of Qi Men, Feng Shui, your divination. You will already have the software that allows you to just one click. Using just one click, you'll be able to access, technically, how do I find the best auspicious date to meet my boss to talk about that promotion? Or how am I going to select a good date and time that increase my chance of sales call or meeting that person for physical sales? This is the power of Qi Men Dun Jia. If you don't know to use this art, what happens is this: you will just tread in the dark. Right? What do you mean a tread in the dark? See, a lot of us in the morning, what we do is we just woke up in the morning. Maybe you brush your teeth, you do your morning ritual, had your breakfast, and then usually what you do is just go on to plan and do what you want to do. Right? So if you are going to call someone for sales, and then you just sit down and call that someone. But do you know that people like us who practice metaphysics, we don't do that every day, right? So what we'll be doing is this: we often will look ahead, right? I'll look into this 1 week. What is the best date and time, right, within this 1 week that I need to do to call my client, right? So in the past, if you want to be doing that, you probably, you have no idea. Some of you, if you study some parts, you can get good indication, right? Of course, Qi Men Dun Jia give you a faster indication, and plus one more thing, Qi Men allows you to tap onto the energy. So what is tapping onto energy? So you have felt that, the body, the human body is a very highly receptive radar, in case you have no idea. Some of us, right? So if you study Bazi, you probably will know this. If you have the star that's called indirect resource, right? You're a very intuition-based person, right? That's if you got an indirect resource. Now, if you don't, technically, some of us, we step to a certain place, you'll feel that, this space, I'm not feeling so good right now. I'm just getting the chill down my spine. I'm starting to sweat out in cold sweat, and you just have no idea why. You just don't feel good in that space. But suddenly, when you move to another sector, another direction, another space, you felt that, everything, all this seems to change. Okay. So then why is it so? It's because technically the energy spheres of that 2 hours dimension during that space, right? That is both positive and negative, energy that is going on right now. So Qi Men, right, technically don't need you to be very intuitive. So if you have high intuition, good for you, because some of you are born with it. Some of you don't have, you can rely on the system. The system will tell you that, okay, then where is the good direction for me to tap energy before I can meet the client? Because this will ultimately increase the outcome. Just imagine this: if you get to meet 10 clients, if you get to close 7 to 8, right, using the power of Qi Men, just imagine what would this effect have on your life. What do you think about that, right? Okay, so what I'll be doing here, it's, okay, I know a lot of you has already started your Qi Men. I just thought that I give the first access, right? That is, I'm going to pick the winners, right? So this is the bottom of the page, as you can see. No, I can't move anymore, right? So what I'll be doing is 3 swipe. The first one that came out on the screen, and then it says a sharer, right? I'll actually give you access to our Bazi Jumpstart program, which is a $497 USD program to get you started on Bazi training, right? That's a beginner's Bazi training, but it's able to get you the insights for the year 2020, right? So in our past consultations, we charge thousands of dollars for annual consultations, but this will get you the insights on what you have to do exactly for this year and next year. So I get you covered for technically that 1 year. So what I'll be doing is 3 swipe. So again, okay, right? So this is almost the max, yeah? Okay, max 1, 2, 3. So I'm not looking at the screen. right? So the first one that stops. Okay. So this is Su Ho Lei. So Su Ho Lei, if you look at it, is Su Ho Lei. He is a sharer, right? So Mr. Su, in case that you have not gotten to our Bazi Jumpstart, congratulations, because you are a sharer, right? So later on, our team will get in touch with you, right? Mr. Su, do also drop us a message later on, just in case, right? So my team can connect to the back end with you, and then we will give you the access to the Bazi Jumpstart program, right? So that will be the first one. There will be 2 more to go. Don't worry, because some of you have not been getting it. How do you actually qualify as this? Let me just repeat again. Some of you just join in. So we are about 184 people right now. Not too bad, right? So technically, some of you just join in. All you have to do is you like the post, share the post, and then you have to set the post to public. That means you become a sharer, right? So as long as you're a sharer or a top fan, what you'll be doing is just type in Qi Men, one word, Qi Men, right? As and when, right? It's up to you, right? So if you want your chance, you can type more. If you think that you're very lucky right now, you can type every 5 minutes, up to you. But of course, those they'll be typing quite a lot more, because when I do the scoring, the first one that came out, right? 3 scroll, the first name that came out, if you're a sharer, you will get access to the Bazi Jumpstart, which is a $497 program. We have almost 4,000 plus students get access during our last month launch. Of course, that was also with a lot of Facebook advertisement and whatnot, right? But technically, it is one of our successful program to get a lot of people on board, right? So for some of you, if you have not got on board, feel free to get on board to that. But don't worry, today I'm just going to be talking more about the topic of Qi Men, yeah? So later on, right, there'll be a second winner, and now, of course, we have a third winner. So the second winner will be probably in about maybe another 5 to 10 minutes time, right? Then I will take in, right, 3 to 4 callers that probably can call in and starts to ask one question, right, on the current situation, and then starts to give you some advice moving on from there. And I hope that this is going to be fun. I just try to make this interactive so that it's not only just a one-way talking, and some of you can also be talking to me, and then I can be giving you advice from there. I hope this will help you guys a lot. Yeah. Okay. And of course, let me just come back to the part on Qi Men Dun Jia, right? So divination is important. Now, of course, we have Qi Men Feng Shui. Some of you may have studied some form of Shen Kong Feng Shui or Flying Star Feng Shui. Now, Flying Star Feng Shui is one of the most common Feng Shui that is in the market, right? A lot of people will probably understand, right? You have the Flying Stars number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So look at the Luo Su and the Flying Star number to get an idea of energy mapping within your house, right? So to me, that is called an internal Feng Shui system. Now, of course, technically, the full system of Feng Shui actually goes beyond that. There is also external Feng Shui. Now, external Feng Shui talks about long term, right? So, example, some of us will be saying that, if you, when I talk about Feng Shui, a lot of us will be asking, what is my main door facing direction, right? Do I need to face here or face that, right? Of course, commonly right now, if you're based on Flying Star, a lot of people are saying that you have to be facing south, because right now we are in period 9, and then period 9 is the South Palace, and then a lot of us, we need to be tapping onto the south. Technically, that is one way of doing it, but it's not the only way, right? So I don't agree that all the houses need to be facing south in order to be prosperous. Now, if you understand technically the concept, we call it San He Feng Shui, right? It's always about the alignment of energy, right? The alignment of energy coming to your house, and your configuration of your house is able to tap onto this energy. That's a big win for your external landform, right? So external landform all the time is always talking about long term, right? So if you'll be staying in the property for 10, 20 years, you will need to check the external landform, right? So, but of course, if you study the Flying Star or the Shen Kong Flying Star, some of this Feng Shui system, they will tell you, every year the energy will shift. Yes, that is called energy mapping, right? But to me, internal Feng Shui still is only talking about 20 to 30%. So if you really care more about the Feng Shui, please make sure, please, select your house properly, right, before you buy, right? So a lot of us, they just buy a house, and then they just come to our firm and then says that I need to hire one of you to help me to do my Feng Shui audit, right? So that is helpful, right, by using the 30 to 40% of internal energy mapping. But if you look at external, you want to look at your long-term Feng Shui. So long-term Feng Shui, it's all about how do you map the energy. Now, Qi Men Feng Shui is interesting is because Qi Men Feng Shui, it adds another layer of divination. Now, if you don't know what is this term called divination, now how many of you don't know divination? If you don't know divination, type 1. If you know this term divination, type 2. So I need to know how many of you really know divination. Okay, so just get it in right now. I need to know how many of you know the term that's called divination. If you know divination, type 1. If you don't know divination, type 2. I'm going to explain, right? So divination is technically, these days, a lot of us, sometimes we visit temple, right? So if you go to a temple, or maybe some of you don't go to temple, you're going to get certain signs from the environment. Now, divination, technically, if you look at it itself, right? So some of you, your comments is already in. Let me just bring out some of the comments. Okay, so Kwa is saying 1, Floor is saying 1, Joshua saying 1, Marilyn is saying 1. Okay, not bad. Quite a lot of you actually know as divination. So we have Xuan Yi, right? So Xuan Yi, not very sure what's divination. We have Evelyn, right? So if you're not very sure, it's completely okay, yeah? So that's why we are doing this live session is for me to teach you. So, okay, divination means that you are asking a question from the universe, all right, based on the current situation. So some people you may have watched, they go to a temple, they pick up a lot, right? You know what's a lot? It looks like something like chopsticks. But technically in that lot, there's a series of numbers. There's a lot of numbers indicated, right? So if you go to the temple and then you shake this thing, and then after a while, one of the stick drop out, right? You probably have seen that. Even you have not gone to the temple, some of the Chinese, we all do that. So they shake and then this thing drop out. And what they do is they go to the guy in charge. The guy in charge will hand them a note, this is a lot. There's they say 上上签, that means it's a happy lot, right? They 下下签 is a negative lot. So, and then when you do the lot itself and then you read what's going to happen, right? So that's all divination. You're asking a question from the universe. The thing with divination is most of the time, if you go to the temple, it's usually a yes and no question. You can't go to a temple and say, hey, how much pay raise would I be getting this year, right? You can't be asking this sort of question. So you have to be a close-ended question, yes and no, right? So, but Qi Men Dun Jia is more deeper in terms of divination. It serves many layers. It's not just yes and no. It allows you to also look at what is the reasoning behind it. If it's a no, what's the reasoning? If it's a yes, why is the reason are you getting a yes, right? Yeah, so some of you actually got it. It's called divination. Is also called Zanpu. So if you go to Japan, you go to Tokyo, this is actually also quite common in Korea and Japan as well, right? So some of them, they actually study this art of divination. Yeah. So, but Qi Men Dun Jia is divination at the highest level. So when I talk about Qi Men Feng Shui, it allows us technically, let's say that someone is going to ask you, hey, should I buy this property right now? You can immediately go and ask Qi Men Dun Jia. And then guess what? Right? Qi Men Dun Jia technically allows you, right? You know what happened? It allows you to look at this property in terms of auspiciousness. Is it good to buy? If it's not good to buy, why? What's the reason behind it, right? So technically, this is one of the good things about Qi Men Feng Shui because it allows us to kind of get remote viewing on the space itself. And the key thing is you can even just look at Qi Men Feng Shui and the plate of Qi Men will tell you that, this place, maybe in the north sector, there is something blocking, right? It could be a very negative shape of the land or whatever. Without even going to the site, and then when you've gone down to the site, you'll be able to see it, right? You probably have seen that in my last few Facebook live session, right? So what I've done is quite a few of you came on board and you ask question. And then not everyone, but some of them I actually give them that you go to which part of your house, I want you to look for this. Okay, I want to look for this item. And then want them to remove it. And if you follow my previous posts, they actually came back to a photo and sent to my team. And this is the one that we found, exactly what you mentioned, right? So why do we able to know that in the current time space, even though I've not been to the house? That is the power of Qi Men Feng Shui, right? It allows you to cast a question right now. It gives you the full answers. So imagine this right now, if you already have this foresight, almost everything that you want to do right now, you already kind of know that if I go with action A, I will get this outcome. If I go with action B, I'll go this outcome. But if I go with action C, what outcome will I be getting? So this is the power of it. You see, Qi Men Dun Jia, if you look at it, it allows you to map out everything. So if I'm going to take on this job, this is what happens. If I'm going to take on this job, what will happen, right? When will be the next job be? So Qi Men allows us to change and alter the course of the outcome based on the action that we take. But first, the action that you're about to take is provided you understand the Qi Men chart, right? If you don't understand the Qi Men chart, there's no way for you to know which action is the best for you. But because when you put it out, it already shows you, if you're going to start that business, this is the outcome. If you're not going to start that business, you're going to do, this technically, let's say you just want to be going to work for this job, you get this outcome, right? If you don't do this job, you go in another industry, you get this outcome. So it allows us to technically, have that foresight to look ahead, and ultimately imagine if every of your decisions is done properly, is done right, what will happen to the quality of your life, right? But if every decision that you're making right now, you're facing roadblocks, you're getting into the wall, and then you're getting a lot of obstructions, a lot of obstacles, then of course the quality of life, it will goes down, and then you have to suffer, right? So that's the power of Qi Men Dun Jia. These days we use Qi Men mainly, right? Okay, in our private consultation, we use it a lot for conveyancy lawsuit, right? There's a lot of private lawsuits that we actually took out, right? Not that we took out the lawsuits, but we base it on the client. We tell the client what to do, when to do, what is the likely outcome, when do you file the lawsuit, when do you not file the lawsuit. So everything is clear with Qi Men Dun Jia. That's our consultation work. But most of you, how you can be using it today is very simple. Just imagine all of us, we wake up, we have a lot of things that we need to do, right? Some of you have to go to the work, some of you have to go for meetings, some of you have to be, planning something later, some of you have to be making big decisions in these next few months. Imagine this, if all of these decisions right now, you're equipped with these tools that allows you to help you to, give you the foresight. Oh, so if I do this, I'm going to wait 6 months and I'm not going to get the result. Then obviously I'm not going to waste that 6 months. And I will start on the other path, which shows me there's a better path that I should be taking right now, right? So this is technically one of the key powerful feature of Qi Men Dun Jia. And of course, the part that I talk about energy charging is this part that I talk about Qi Men strategy. So Qi Men strategy is all about, in this current time space, there is a way that we can utilize, right, using the charging of the current time space. Once you charge the energy and then you go and do the work that you need to be doing, you will gain the help of Qi Men to get the outcome that you want, right? Of course, it's not going to be 100%, but let's say that if it give you an additional 40%, 50%, right, based on the energy level, will you take it, right? I mean, if you ask me, even if it's 1%, like that very 1% that goes to give me that boost, I will take it anytime, right? So that is effectively using tools of metaphysics, understanding science, understanding stars, understanding, ancient times, why do a lot of people look into the stars, astronomy, right? All of this, they actually serve a purpose for us to get direction, right? So if you understand this, you actually gain one more set of knowledge, right? Which is very, very powerful. So very quickly, of course, let me just quickly just guide you, right? What do we mean by plotting your destiny chart? So this is almost the second part, right? After this, technically, I'll be taking some calls, right? Probably about 3 to 4 of you. You can ask me a single question, and I'll try my best to look at Qi Men and then give you some answers from there, right? So of course, some of you will be asking then, how do I plot my Qi Men destiny chart, right? It's actually quite straightforward. What you'll be doing is this. You need to go to the URL, which is technically qimen.live. Yeah. So if you go to this URL here, that is qimen.live, right? So once you get in, okay, of course, right now you don't have to do any form of registration, but of course, to access our full version of it, which will give you a lot of detailed info with date selection and what's not. That is meant for our students, right? So that one will require you to log in, but for now you don't have to log in, right? So qimen.live. What you do is you have to plot your English date of birth and time. You don't have to do that now. I'm just teaching you this. Don't worry about doing it now, because later on I will send you these slides. All right. So whatever slides I'm having on my screen right now, I will give you instructions on how you can download these slides. So later on, right after the live, you can go back and figure out. You can go to your own house, and I think we're all in the house right now. Yeah. So you can go to your own space and figure this out using my guide. Right. So when you plot it, what happens is this: when you plot English date of birth and time. So some of you have already studied Bazi, you will know that there's this term called day master. So day master is the one that I circled, which means to say is that what are you? What do you belong to? Technically, the same things apply in a Qi Men chart. So you are looking at a Qi Men chart itself. So what happened is this. Now we are looking, this is a Ren day master, a water day master. And then if you look back at the Qi Men chart, right? So what happened is you look at the heaven stem, right? So where is the heaven stem? If you don't know where is the heaven stem, okay, there is also a full guide on this. Yeah, we actually show you. Now this part, this character here is always called a heaven stem, right? Some they call it heaven plate, earth plate, but it doesn't matter. It's a heaven stem, right? That we use it, which easy for you to understand. So this position in every palaces is fixed, right? So if you look at a Qi Men chart, I'm just bringing out one of the sector for you to see. So this is called a heaven stem. So if the heaven stem is Wu, right? Wu earth, okay? So technically then what is happening is then this is your natal destiny chart for your Qi Men destiny, right? So all of these stars, right? In these stars here, the stars, the deities, right? And then the earth stamp, and of course, look at just the main thing is the door. Yeah? All this is the most important thing. If you look at all this, it says everything about your natal destiny chart for Qi Men Dun Jia, based on Qi Men Dun Jia, right? So it's one more layer of information for you to read on top of your Bazi. So if you have studied Bazi with us, which is good, right? So if using Qi Men Dun Jia, you have one more level of information. It allows you to interpret this. So of course, the most important thing of understanding this is we want to know what are the stars. Because today I will not have time to talk about all of the stars, but I will cover that in the upcoming episodes. But today, at least I want to guide you. The next episodes that you come out, please at least make sure that you're already looking at your natal destiny chart, right? So try to find out by looking at what is your stem, right? So what is the heavily stem for your day? Then again, once you find out what is this, okay, this technically, what you do is you go to your Qi Men Dun Jia chart, right? So guts down to the Qi Men, and you look at all of these boxes that relates, right? So this is your heaven stamp. Then whichever that comes into it that matches the day heavily stamps, this is called your natal Qi Men destiny chart, right? So that's one of the way you can be looking at it. You can get a lot of good information from that. So example, some of the key things is just quickly grabbing that someone with example, you are looking at there's this open door, right? So the person should be doing sales, right? So very quickly you're able to get strong information just from the Qi Men destiny chart. So of course, don't worry about not understanding all of this thing, because I'm going to guide you step by steps, so on and so forth. And of course, today we are actually launching our beginners program for Qi Men Dun Jia. Yeah. So later I'll give you guys access, right, on how do you access this program at a pre-launch rate. Again, that if you just join me today, you're in luck, because I'm going to give you a very special price to come on board. Right. So if you look at the Qi Men destiny chart, this is important, is because when you go into Qi Men divination, right, we are actually reading all of the different palaces. So if you look at all the different palaces, right, so technically in one chart you have 8 different palaces, right? It's allowed us to do the comparisons of divination. This allows you to be able to plan your move very fast. Okay, so let me just so the first one was Mr. Su. Yeah? So the second one, right? So if we already pick you, so what you'll be doing is this, yeah. So technically this is my phone, right? So you're probably watching at my phone right now. If you can't see it, let me just go back to my big screen. So this is my phone. I'm going to pick the technically the second winner that will actually walk away with our Bazi Jumpstart program. It's valued at $497, right? A lot of students has came on board. So I hope that this allows you to help. So what it can be doing is this: you have to qualify as a sharer, right? You have to share. Technically, once you share your post, you're a sharer, we will pick it up, or you're a top fan, that's fine, right? So let me just go down way all to the bottom. Okay, so as you can see, this is already way to the bottom, right? I can't scroll anymore. Okay, so there'll be 3 scroll, and then the one that has a sharer, right? You type in the keyword Qi Men, okay? You will walk away with this lucky draw, yeah? So this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Okay. So third one this is under KB Yap. Yeah? So this is under KB Yap. So you look at the screen here, right? So this is under KB Yap. Okay. So KB Yap, congratulations. Right. So of course my team will check whether you share or like, yeah, to double verify, right? So if not, you have to give it to the next. But what I can see here is you are a sharer. So congratulations. So KB Yap, do drop us a message later, right? So while our team get this down. So we will teach you how to gain access to the Bazi Jumpstart program, right? So I hope that will help you a lot in your directions. I think giving you knowledge is the best thing that I can provide you right now, rather than just give you money, because giving money $50, $100 is not going to change your life. But if I give you one amazing knowledge that you can use this again and again and again, imagine how much you can transform your life, right? So I'm a subscriber of knowledge. I thrive under knowledge. To me, you talk about money, you talk about car, you talk about houses, big houses. Sorry, but at the end of the day, all these are external material, right? It can only get us that far. I don't think there's a lot of tremendous happiness if we're going to talk about material. But if you talk about knowledge, I think knowledge is something that changes a person's life, right? So KB Up, do remember to contact my team later, right? So first one was Mr. Su, second one was KB Yap, right? Okay, so I think in the third part of our training, right? Of course, I'll be going on the upcoming episodes. Most of the time, we'll be talking about Qi Men Dun Jia, right? So whether we're talking about divination or what's not, this is what we can be doing for my third session. So third session, I'll probably try to take some questions from some of you. Let me just get you guys the link, right? So again, we pick from the pool. You have to be sharing your video, and your you try to put a earpiece or something so that there is no echo, right? And we'll be able to hear you pretty well. So what you can be doing is this, okay? So right now, technically, you can come on board to this stream, all right? So don't walk away yet now, because there's still a third, lucky draw that I'll do it at the end, right? At the end, I'll do the third lucky draw. So if you're not got a chance to win the lucky draw, you can still come on board, right? Just make sure that your Qi comment is ongoing, right? So I get to pick you guys fast, yeah? Okay, so I have posted the link right now. So what I can be doing here is this. Some of you, if you want to be asking a question, right? So we try to make it fair. Everyone probably just ask one question. So it doesn't take like 20, 30 minutes for one person to be talking. And then this actually saves everybody's time. And then of course I can give you good advice and direction moving on from here. And then from there, at least I'll be able to give you some insights, right? So if you want to come on board and talk to me, what I'll be doing right now is please click onto this link, right? So when you click onto this link, what you can be doing is you can come on board to the session, right? So of course, I'll try my best to pick from the pool of sharer, right? So if you have share, I will actually, try to take out your questions, and of course, we will give you some insights. Okay, let me just see if I can just take some, viewers coming in, yeah? Okay, I probably need to adjust my screen and share my screen first, okay? So let me just do that, right? Okay, so, right, let me just adjust the screen, and this is what we'll be doing. Okay, so we have someone from Han. Now, if you have not gotten, right, do remember that you can click on the link, right? Once you click on the link, you can get on to the session live with me. You can ask the questions. I will look into, based on Qi Men Dun Jia Bazi, right, to give you directions, okay? So at least you look at the directions, you know kind of what to expect, yeah? Okay, so let's have, let's have the first one, yeah? Okay, let me just get onto this. Hi, is this Han? Can you hear me? Okay, Han, you're already online, right? So maybe you can try to talk, right? Okay. Han, you need to unmute yourself. Okay, so if you don't unmute yourself, there'll be no voice. All right. Okay, probably you need to try to figure out that part on the technical side, yeah? Okay, let me just get the other guy. Okay, Ron. Yes, good. Okay.
Hi, Master.
Yeah, hi. How are you? Yes.
Good.
How can I help you, Ron?
Oh, was wondering, maybe career-wise, will there be major changes in my career next year?
Major changes. Okay, good. Fair enough. Okay, can I get your year of birth?
31st December 1980.
31st December 1980, yeah? Okay, so you're born in Gongsen, I think?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Okay, let me just put up my screen. Okay. So just pull my screen up here. Okay, that's 31st December. Okay, let's see, yeah. Okay, I think this is good, yeah? Okay, so Ron, a few things that we are actually looking at right now is, of course, some of you, if you don't know how we are actually doing this, you can try to learn as well. Technically, if you want to do a divination based on Qi Men Dun Jia chart, you can be plotting the current hour chart. This is based on the current hour that I have. No, this is not the current hour. This is the current. Okay, yeah, this is the one that's the current hour. Okay. Okay, so technically at 1980, born in the year of Keng Matter, yeah? So Gongsen Matter. So if you look at Keng Matter right now, right, if you look at it, you are actually, okay, in terms of your career, let's see. Okay, in terms of big changes, what sort of big changes were you anticipating? Do you want to change your job, or you looking at promotional opportunities?
Actually, I'm a bit doubtful that my company will continue to do well. It's sort of in a sunset industry, lah. So
Okay, this is what I can pick up from your Qi Men chart, yeah? So there's a few things that we can see, right? So technically, if you look at the Southwest Palace, right? So Southwest Palace is where you are actually residing right now. You will see that, although the prospect wise, it did somewhat look okay, because of the outlook door, the scenery or outlook door, right? The Qi Men is there, right? So that one is just to tell you that on the outside, it looks okay, but deep down, you look at it, there's office politics, right? So you look at the snakes itself, there's office politics. And then, of course, if you look at your career immediately, you can go on to the North Palace, all right? So the North Palace, if you look at it, it does says that, your career right now still looks okay, right? But what's going to happen is upcoming next year, there will be quite a lot of changes that you have to undertake. That means it will potentially go out of your comfort zone, right? So then the key question is this: once you're out of your comfort zone, will you still want to stay in this career, or will you be looking for something else? But of course, if we look at the current COVID-19 situation, I always say this: right now, if you are safe, you are sound, right, from the virus situation, you still got a job, you are already very, very lucky compared to a lot of people out there. Yeah. Okay. There's a lot of people lost their job. Some people, businesses lost tons of money, right? So to change your job right now definitely is no go. This is what I'll be saying. I will tell you this first. You don't want to change your job right now. But of course, your question is you're looking at it next year. Now, even looking at it next year, looking at the recovery will probably takes us coming to 2022. So you need an entire year of 2021 for the whole economic recovery to really come back, because this time every country has taken a serious beating. So I thought that this is something that you want to be, really be looking into. So, and of course, probably if you also understand that the next thing is next year, if you were to change your career, you may have something good that offers you. You'll be some of a leadership role. If you ever being offered, it will come sometime in this year, November. Yeah, November, December period, right? So that is the timeline that you'll be looking at. They may offer you that if you want to step up to this, you have to take out maybe like 2 more roles, right? So right now you need to do X, right? Then you may have to do X and Y. So that's something that you may be expected. But of course, having said that, does it eat into the comfort zone? Yes, it does. But I always say this, I'd rather be uncomfortable than too comfortable. To me, too comfortable is always pure complacency. This is where people get too comfortable. It thinks that they're going to get this forever. But unfortunately, all things change, because with the cycle of time and space, everything will change at some point. So it's better to be uncomfortable in that state and challenge yourself to take on more role. So my take is, if you do get something that really did come, right? Of course, that's taking into consideration how the economy is moving right now. If they say that they are new company or they are new startups, my take is don't go into it yet, because the chart reading for new startup is not as stable. Although they can offer to pay you a bit more, right? Because they may want to get you in. They say that, okay, I'll pay you a bit more, but because in the current situation, I think that even the new startups right now, they may not be technically doing very well, right? Because you are in a challenging times right now. So a lot of people, when you talk about luck, is sometimes they don't understand that, you talk about Bazi, you talk about Feng Shui, all of this luck. But what about the entire situation itself, the entire economy itself? So if the entire economy is good, yes, then there will be someone that will earn a lot of money. There will be someone that is losing tons of money, right? But if the entire economy currently is shutting down, okay, because that's one of the key questions I get asked. Like, how come my luck didn't activate for the last 2 months in that COVID-19 month? Nobody called me and what's not. Some people are asking these sort of things in terms of their real estate property sale, right? Because you see, that's the idea. Because when government close off everything, then technically you will get into this sort of situation whereby, when the market don't move, right, the credit doesn't go from one place to another, right? So I hope that I answered this one question.
Yes, you did.
Right?
Thank you.
I hope it's
Thank
helpful to
very
you.
much. Yes, it is. Thank you.
Okay, cool. So I'll try to get in a few. If some of you have not got in with me right now, right? So feel free to click onto this link here, right? So let me just get you the link, yeah? So once you click onto the link, right, you'll be able to come on board and have a chit chat session with me. You can ask a question, and I'll try to look into, to give you the Qi Men Dun Jia, based on Qi Men Dun Jia divination, what are we getting, right? Okay, so thank you, Ron.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, and we have okay, this is Christine. Yes. Hi, Christine.
Hi, Master Kevin. Yeah, I
Hi,
would
hi,
like to
hi, hi.
ask. Yeah, I would like to ask about my career, because now
Sure.
the uncertainty is lies on my mother's, because we are Malaysian. So before the MCO, I bring my mother come to Singapore. So now we may have problem on the extension of the social visit pass, and because her
Okay.
passport is going to expire. So my question is whether can her passport get renewed in Singapore? Because now it's very difficult to renew it, because she is not holding a valid uh, so-called, she has to be a long-term visit pass holder, or she must be a work permit holder. So then
Okay.
she can try to go and renew. But the advice was trying to say is that, oh, you just try to go and renew it. Just say that your mother is old, so cannot go back to Malaysia, all these things. So if let's say we go back to Malaysia, I may have to lose the job in Singapore. So which I would like to ask, is it how how is it?
So, okay, so let me break down a question. So your key question is right now you want to ask whether your mom will be able to get her passport renewed. Is that the key question?
Yeah, if her passport get renewed, then I can proceed with the social visit pass.
Okay, so that is the first hurdle you need to pass, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so since we are asking about, okay, can I get your mom year of birth? Do you have it?
Uh, 1955 July 16.
1955, okay,
July 16.
and it's July
Yeah,
15,
16.
16, okay, July 16, 1955, sure. So let me have a look, yeah? Give me a while, okay. All right, right now, from what I'm looking at, the situation is not in favor to your mom right now, okay?
So
Because
meaning,
I'm looking at the Northeast Palace, right? So if I put out on my screen here, okay, let me see. Okay, I put out on my screen here. If you look at technically Northeast Palace, right, on the lower left, if you look at this one, there's a few sign, right? First you get death and emptiness. There's a Kong Wang there. So the minute you got Kong Wang, death and emptiness is already all the energy actually get reduced to almost a mere 20%. That's one of it, right? And of course you do get other most of the signs is not showing that she's getting a lot of support on this. That's number one. Now,
yeah, true.
sometimes if you want to ask about government and documentation, we can even go deeper, right? We can look at things that is talking about government official documentation, which is you can look into the South Palace. Now, the South Palace, all right, if you look at it, the South Palace right now, um, it's saying obstruction, okay, or delusion, right? So obstruction or delusion, 度门. So both of the signs, if you are looking at it, although there's still some good chance you can try, but right now I like to say that okay, this is what I probably can suggest to you to help you guys a bit. Okay, at your current, is your mom staying with you right now?
Yeah, but we are staying at relative house.
Oh, relative house, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I see. Relative house. Okay. So relative house, I assume you can't remove anything.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
later on your relative will remove you from the house, I think.
yeah.
Okay, right. Okay. Because if you can, what happening here is this. I probably would like her to or I'd like you to look into the northeast sector of the house. You see whether you can find first. All right. The northeast sector of the house. Use a compass. Go and find the northeast sector of the house. Um, technically it's something pretty hard, right? It could be metallic, it could be alloy, right? Something that's hard that's is sitting on the floor, right? Could be a plant-like material as well. So it could be looking at potted plants and what's not, right? So if you look at that, if you can find this element, there is some element of water that is also included. So that's why I first thought it could be a potted plant feature or something like that. So you can check in the northeast sector of the house. If you can, you will have to remove it tomorrow, right? Sometimes about 1 to 3 a.m. Okay.
AM
So I
ah.
hope, yeah, midnight, 1 to 3 a.m. So this is to kind of what we are trying to do here, I'm not trying to change your house feng shui right now, but there's a method to kind of relieve the negative energy, and then of course to change the current circumstances, because the current circumstances is you are not getting a lot of support from the government. This is the chart is telling you right now. So whatever you're asking, the answers is going to tell you negative, you go and try, and what's not, and so on and so forth, right? So technically, this is why I will actually says that you should actually try to find this element first. If you can find it, remove it during that time, and if the situation change, you try to apply it again, of course, right? If you get through, then what you do is you just do a small donation up. That's all. Okay.
Okay, but because I'm staying in relative house, right? What if
if you cannot find it, then you can try the northeast part of your room.
Of my room, huh?
Yes. I assume you're sharing a room, lah. You're not sleeping in the living room.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can, right? So find in the northeast part of your room, yeah? Okay?
Okay.
Very good.
Is this the only method? Because if I don't touch the house, don't touch the room, is it possible?
If you don't touch the house,
because it's
based
still
on what I'm seeing right now, even the space you're staying right now, right, is not positive to you. Right? You probably will realize that ever since you move into this place, but again, I mean, if your relative is trying to be kind to host you, I mean, it's not their fault either, right?
Yeah.
All I'm saying here is the feng shui of that place that you're seeing right now is not very positive. So when you get that, you will have a lot of problems, doing your daily tasks in life, and that is something that you will try to relieve by changing the current circumstances first. So once you change it, and then you'll be able to get it up.
So I move from this area to another area, is it?
Yeah, you can move that from one area to another area. You have to move it out of the northeast.
Oh, as long as it's out of the northeast is okay, right?
Yes, you have to move it out of the northeast. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Master.
Yeah, you're welcome. Right. So if this you find it helpful, then I mean, if your circumstances change, they somewhat renew it. Okay. So all I would like you to do, just do a small donation up. That's all. Right. So at least pass on the good energy to other people as well.
Okay, we do. Thank you so much.
All good, yeah?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
good
thank
luck.
you.
Thank you. Okay, so let's see if I can get in some more. I have let's see, yeah. Okay, I have Christina Lin. Hi, Christina.
Hi.
Yeah, how can I help you, Christina?
No, I just want to ask for my husband because of COVID, right? His business has been affected. So we're just thinking when is a good time to restart the business.
Okay. What business is he in right now?
He's in F&B catering.
All right, sure. Can I get your husband year of birth?
1984.
1984. Okay, born in the year of the rat, yeah? I assume it's after Feb, yeah? After February, yeah? After 4th of Feb.
After Feb.
Okay, so born in the year of the rat, sure. So if you look at 1984, okay, let me just look at it. Okay, yeah, so based on what I'm seeing right now, so 1984, we can look in the palace of the South Palace. So how we be looking at it, let me just put it out on my screen here. So you look at the South Palace, okay, let me just get it. Okay, this is South Palace, right? So if you look at the South Palace, that's for 1984, right? So you will see that there's quite a fair bit of obstruction, and there's also loss of money. I see there's loss of income as well, right? Quite a severe loss of income, because technically you look at it, it's a robbery star. The grass, right? You saw the Tianpeng Xing, the grass is also a robbery star. So what I can see is there's a lot of money that's big out and everything. So you're asking about when is a good timeline to restart the business. Do you already have the permission from government that you can restart anytime?
No, not for the F&B at the moment. Because he's actually in a catering, so it's very event space. So even if the government allows you to start, but nobody's having events.
Right. So so that means this catering is solely for events, yeah? I think events
mostly
at this point right now likely will not be enabled to probably the last quarter of the year. So this is something you have to take into consideration. I'm not sure whether you can transform the business model into, of course, if you do catering, then you do takeaway, it doesn't make so much sense. But you may have to find some ways to transform business model, because right now, you see, even for us, right, we used to do events every 2 months, right? We have live events, we have thousands of people every 2 months. But even right now, our government has put a stop to events. So even for us, what we will be doing right now is we technically, we don't actually lost all of our students. We actually changed them to online model. So it's something that I thought that, it's something that you have to put into perspective, understanding that the government, later I'll give you the date and timeline that you can restart that business as a guideline. But in the meantime, I thought that business strategy wise, there might be something you want to be looking into while just waiting, because I don't like the idea of just waiting for government to approve this. I assume you talk about the businesses in Singapore, yeah?
Yeah, in Singapore.
Singapore, yeah, okay. Singapore, technically this year, there's a few events that happens. So if you look at it, technically our numbers is also one of the highest, right? If you look at the foreign workers dormitories and the outburst of it. So why are we seeing all of this? Is Singapore this year is going through a very, very challenging position. And one of the signs that very early on we can see is there was the eclipse, right? There was a solar eclipse that shined directly on Singapore, right at the start of it. And when during that time I mentioned that this is not a very good sign for Singapore, it represents a lot of changes, a lot of challenges that we have to undertake. But of course, not all changes are bad. Maybe it changes us for better. So for your questions, when is a better time to restart? Okay, the timeline I'm getting here is sometime, all right. Okay, there's two timelines that you can be looking at, but of course, it's not anytime soon, that's for sure. The first timeline you can be looking at is sometime in October. That's the first timeline.
Okay.
Right. So what does it mean? It allows you to restart, but then it caps you. Then you probably put some more restriction that you can only serve to how many people, example, this sort of things. So it's not like a full open out. Everything is back to the norm. You can serve as usual. So probably for like 400, 300 people, they say, oh, you can only serve like 50 people in the event. That is something that can come out. That's in after 7 October. That's the first timeline. The next timeline that you probably get a bit more relief. What I'll be looking at is that will be around December already. See, if you look at June, which is now, to December, that's almost another 6 months away. So if you're saying that right now, I see that the expenses starts very strong on the business right now. So you will have to find some way to curb this. Okay, you need to find ways to curb the expenses. I don't mean by curbing by retrenching people and whatnot, but you need to look through all your business, which part of it is bleeding expenses like crazy. You need to re-strategize this part again, right? While in the meantime, waiting for the government to open up. So you got two timelines. One is in October, one is in December. Right, these are the two timelines.
So maybe instead of restarting, would it be a better option to shut it down and restart, or just look for a job? Which is better for his timeline?
Looking for a job right now is going to be tedious now. This is unless he already have an offer that's on the table. But from what I see here in the North Palace, the Career Palace is all surrounded by quite a bit of okay, if he wants to look for a job versus extending to the end of the year, I can say that he can do that as well if he wants, but there will be a bit of his comfort zone. Yeah, he may have to rush through a lot of things. He may have to pick up a salary level he's not entirely happy about. Given, of course, because these days is not a situation for you to negotiate anymore. If someone is willing to hire you in a job, right? I think you understand that, yeah? So that will be the career part. Now, if you're saying that should he shut the business down completely, my take is, okay, by looking at this, I don't think so, because I think the business still give him more income. If I look at this in totality, compared to him going on the job, right? So he may have to find a way to be sustainable during this period of time, reduce the cost, whatever is possible. And then, you have to find a way to introduce whether you are going to do takeaways and what's not. That might be something you want to be looking at. All right?
Okay.
Cool.
Right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So if this helps you, what I can do is, of course, just do a small donation now, right? All good?
We will.
Cool.
Is there anything that we should look out at the house?
Okay, if he wants to change, because right now it's a government restriction, right? So, okay, maybe to change your husband's situation, yeah? what I'll be looking at is this. In the southern part of your place, right? You look for anything that's got to like bamboo shoots or trees, or small pieces of metallic item, right? In the southern part of your
Southern
house. Yeah. If you found it, please help us to take a photo and send to my team. So, or if you're not sure, also take a photo and send to my team. Let's just take a southern part of your house. If you can't identify and we look at it, sometimes we can tell you, right? It's definitely there. Sometimes because you may not be used to the details of picking out the item, right? So look for that. And if you found it, I need you to remove it tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Okay? So if
Yep.
you found
Okay.
it.
I lost
Right,
you.
cool.
The
Yes.
connection. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, so if let me see if it's still anyone joining in. I probably let's see, get one last one, right? Don't worry, if you're still with me right now, there is still the grand prize, not grand prize, this is the last draw of the lucky draw that is to get access to the Bazi Jumpstart. Later on, I will show you, I will give you guys a special access fees for the Qi Men Dun Jia, right? We actually had a Qi Men Dun Jia beginners program that we have launched, right? So I'll give you guys access to a special fee. Okay, let's get in probably Eddie. Hi, Eddie.
Hi, Master Fong.
Hi, Eddie. Okay.
Hi.
Can you hear?
So thank you for taking me. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
So
Okay. How can I help you, Eddie?
essentially I've been taking up a lot more projects given by my boss. So but
you-
there's a lot of projects that is kind of like there's a lot of obstacles in the project. So from my chart, I want to see how I can overcome these obstacles and then make the project successful.
Okay. When you talk about project, what sort of projects are you involved in?
Basically, as a company, we're implementing a lot of different IT projects.
IT projects.
Yes, that's right.
By
projects.
IT project, do you mean like SI system integration?
No, it's essentially for in-house, mostly for IT infrastructure and security. Yeah,
IT
like,
structure and security. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Of
IT
course, I think
infrastructure
right.
and security.
Sure. Okay. So your key question is you want to find out how you can overcome these obstacles. Yeah. That's the
Correct.
question.
Because some of the project there's a lot of delays. There's COVID, and then there
Understandable,
are
because right
obstacles
now,
like
a lot of workers from Malaysia, they are not able to come back right now, based on the
Correct.
quarantine. And I think
That's right.
you guys in the construction sector is the worst. There's a lot of, I heard a lot of complaints on the floor that they can't restart this, they can't restart that. They have to swab test the workers, right? So a lot of
So
restrictions.
ours is not in the construction. We are
Sure.
in information technology. It's mostly in IT infrastructure. So networking, things like that, servers.
Sure. So
And
it's, to
also,
me, it's almost like SI, right? That means you go in, you set up the office and
yeah,
make sure
but
it's
however,
served.
this is in-house lah. So basically, it's in-house for
Right.
the company. So
Okay,
how
can
do
I
we see
get
how we can?
your year of birth?
1983.
1982, that's born in the year of dog, right? Are you born
1983.
83, yeah?
Pig, yeah.
83 is pig already, yeah? Okay,
Yep.
born after February?
Yes, April.
Born in April. Okay, sure. 1983,
April
yeah?
11. Yeah.
Okay, let's look at 1983. Wow, okay. Yeah, so if you look at 1983, in Qi Men Dun Jia, you look into the palace. Let me just bring up my screen. You look into the palace of Northeast, right? So you look at the palace of Northeast, okay? That is what we are seeing right now, okay? So what are we seeing here is this. You look at the palace of Northeast. Geng matter, which is the enemy of Qi Men Dun Jia. Later on you study Qi Men Dun Jia, you realize this guy is the ultimate enemy, right? It's present right now. And there's also a death and emptiness, Kong Wang. So if you look at this, there's also two other stars this is sickness, yeah? Right? And this is talking about a lot of squabble, conflict, disagreement, right? So if you look at all these stars right here, I think right now there's a lot of argument right now. This is what I'm seeing, right? So your customers may want you to get it completed and you are having restrictions of what you can do and what you can't do. So that's the obstacles I think you are talking about, right?
Yes, something like
Yeah,
that.
because this is what the Qi Men Dun Jia is saying about your situation. Okay, looking at getting rid of your blockages. Okay, just to be sure you are working for the company, you don't own any shares in the company.
No, I don't.
You don't, yeah? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you're just working in a company and look at that. Okay. Okay, the first thing first is it requires you to do a lot of I'll say that very specific project management that you have to do. That which means to say is that it's not just your usual daily routine anymore. There may be some areas that you have to go into it, because what I'm seeing here is it requires like 200% effort to really bring it to the outcome. That's number one, right?
Okay.
So maybe last time you only do job scope 1 to 10.
Yeah.
In order to push this to completion, you need to do another 10 more level of job scope. So whether you're liaising with the government side, whether you're liaising with the not sure developers or the owner of the unit itself, where it allows you to carry out the renovation. Okay, so that's something that is talking about a lot of effort. Now, okay, let's talk about, let's say, what we can do in terms of Qi Men Feng Shui, right, in your house. Okay, so similarly, I want you to look for your northeast sector. Okay, you go and look at the northeast sector. All right.
Northeast sector. Okay.
Yeah, northeast sector. Look for image. It can be an image of okay, not necessarily paintings, but this is what I'll be looking at. You can be looking at plants, flowers, potteries.
An image, maybe a photo or painting, or
Yeah, it's possible.
or is it a
possible.
real item?
It's a real item. It's a real item that sometimes they can appear in the form of a painting, but the painting itself is like a plant. We had this for one
I
of
see.
our other consultations. Right, we asked them to find they did not find the actual plant. They find a picture of a plant, which actually is still the same thing. Yeah. So if you look at this, technically, I need you to get it removed. You may have to stay a bit later. That means to say is that about 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
But if you found
When?
it, you get rid of it at 3 a.m. You can move it to other sectors, but you need to get it out of the northeast.
3 a.m. later, is it?
Later. I mean, if I assume your situation is already very time critical, right?
Yeah.
So try to get it done fast. So if you
Northeast
don't-
sector.
northeast sector, so if you don't know northeast, stand in the center of a house, take out a compass. Northeast should governs about 45 degrees, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so the entire sector. Okay, usually you definitely can find it one, right?
Okay.
It does say there's some water, in that area as well. Waters and plant. Yeah, so
Water and plant.
yeah, waters and plant, pottery, pots, right? So these are some of the things. It's hard in nature, right? So sitting on the ground, that's something that you can be, go and find this item. Tonight, if you can, 3 a.m., then get it removed. All right?
Okay, sure.
Cool.
So is there
Yes.
any timeline in terms of when the
Okay,
thing
when
will
your
become
project
smoother?
will move,
Yeah.
I will say is that the fastest from where you are right now. Okay, this is where you are right now. Okay. Okay, I'm talking about where your project don't get stuck anymore. It's going to take a while, right? This is technically, right? I will see this as sometime to next year. That means your project totally, it moved completely without any blockages, this and that. But in the meantime, right? In the meantime, even the project, they say that, okay, you can start, but there is still some hiccups a bit here and there. That's something for you to anticipate, right?
Okay.
So what I actually suggested you to do to remove that thing is to change your current circumstances. This Qi Men Feng Shui can help you in your current situation. It may make it faster. Okay,
Okay, understand.
cool.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. So again, if it help you, just do a small donation out, right?
Yes, I will.
Okay, yeah?
Thank you.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, for the rest of you right now, okay, let me just get back to the screen. Okay. All right. Okay, so of course, wow, we have come to about, so it's about an hour and a half, yeah? So, okay, the last part of the lucky draw. Let me just do this. Now, before I announce the lucky draw, right, I just want you guys to know that technically, we have launched your Qi Men Dun Jia. So for your Qi Men Dun Jia, what you can be doing is this. you get into this URL, right? So this is actually technically at Kevin slash, yeah. So if you get into this URL, right? So my team will probably help to pin it out in the comment section. Okay, so you go to this URL right now. Technically, what happened is you'll be able to get access to the Qi Men that we have done up for beginners. It will allows you to very quickly, right? When I design this, I don't intend you to memorize the entire system, right? Some of you say you want to come in to master everything about Qi Men, you can. It's just going to take a bit more time. But when we design the beginner class, I want to talk about application, right? So very quickly, I intend you to be able to, once we're going to launch this on the 15th, but today is the pre-launch. So on the 15th itself, when we launch, you get access to the information. I'm pretty sure within that 1 or 2 days, you'll be able to use the information very fast. That's what I want you to do. You can use the information for your sales. That means prior to you meeting every of your sales client, I want you to test out this Qi Men Dun Jia system that you studied, right? You use it, you track your ROI. So it's like 10 clients that you start to meet, right? What is the ROI? So when you do the tracking, it starts to realize, hey, that's really something you can control the outcome. All right, so you can use this for your sales meeting. For some of you, your mind is going through a mind block, right? So you can't get clarity. You can use this for healing. So I'll be teaching you for, using it for sales, for healing, a lot of methods that you can be using. Some is using it for their relationship to be better, but the one, of course, requires you to talk to your spouse about it. That is, prerequisite action in front, and then second part, there's something behind. But it's very simple. It's a good 6 simple episodes, right? They may be slightly a little bit longer, but it's okay. I want to empower you within that 2 days, right? You master this knowledge very quickly and use it. Because some of you say, hey, I want to study the full version of Qi Men Dun Jia Divination, whatever I'm doing here. You want to know the full-fledged system? That one is fine. Just let us know. Drop us a message. We do have the full system, and then we will give you the information on how do you get access to it, right? So this is kevinfoong.co/Qi Men. Of course, coming right now, we are doing a pre-launch, so you are able to get in for more than, I think it's only $197, right? So we're going to do this at least 500 USD when it's launched. So right now, again, at the pre-launch, usually when you guys come in first, takes care of you guys get access into the program, and then use this for your daily effort. So whether right now, I want you to use it for if you're going for interviews, before you even send out interviews, right? Follow the Qi Men instruction. What must you do? What direction you need to be sitting before you send out the email, right? So if you're going for example, the live interview, there is one more thing that you can be doing. I teach this part as part of the Qi Men beginners. We call this Qi Men starters. It allows you to, before you enter the building, I'll give you instruction what you should be doing before enter that building, so you get an additional energy boost. Ultimately, is to get the outcome you want. That's all we want to do here, right? So that's the power of Qi Men Dun Jia. Okay, it allows you to, I'm teaching the part on Qi Men strategy, so it give you more insights on using strategy to your advantage. Okay, so and of course, for some of you, you want to be getting the guide. Yeah, I know a lot of you is asking for the guides. Okay. So this is what you can be doing to get access to the guides, right? You can comment, you can type in Qi Men Guide, one word, yeah? So when you type in Qi Men Guide, one word, what happened is I think the backend system will prompt you. Again, you will provide us with an email, and then the system will automatically send it to you. It's a bot by itself. So sometimes you message it and you will reply very fast, right? So just make sure that you get your Qi Men Guide. Make sure you stay with us because I still haven't announced the last winner, right? For the last winner, please make sure you're still doing your Qi Men keyword, yeah? So when you do a Qi Men keyword, I still can get some of you in. So I think we have KB, just now the second guy was KB, first guy was Mr. Su, and then we're going for the third person, yeah? So you see the Qi Men Guide, everything has been given to you, right? So you get access to this Qi Men Dun Jia guide right here, right? So it will give you quite a fair bit of things. How do you get started? Yeah, right. So to get this, just key in Qi Men Guide, you get access to it. Now, of course, let me just do the last lucky draw of the day. All right. So in case you have not gotten our last lucky draw, this is what I would be doing. You need to type the keyword, right? Make sure you type in Qi Men, one word, right? This is to participate in the lucky draw. Make sure you share and you set the post to public. If you share, you never set the post to public, you're not a sharer. If I selected you, then you will not be qualified for the lucky draw. I hope I already mentioned this like 4 or 5 times. Yeah, so I just thought to be fair, I mentioned again in case you don't know. Please make sure you share right, and you like the post, you must share and like. My team will check before they give you access to the program, right? So as long as you share and like, once you share already, set the post to public. So please do that. You have not done that now. So I'm about to do the scrolling, and after that you do your Qi Men, right? So itself you will do your keyword, yeah? Just type the keyword. Okay, so let me just scroll down to the way bottom first, so at least you know what am I looking at. Okay, so this is all the way down to the way bottom, right? I can't move anymore, right? So this is it. So this is what happens, right? 3 scroll, 1, 2, 3. 3 is not moving, huh? One more time. Oops. Okay. Okay, let me see. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I'm getting the guy. Let's see. Okay, wait, huh? It's kind of stuck. Let me just move this for a bit. Right? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, the first is this is GJ Jane, right? So the name is GJ Jane, right? So just to show you that is this first one, right? So GJ Jane, congratulations. You will walk away with your 八字 jumpstart worth $497 USD, right? So I hope that the program will help you to get clarity in your life for the next upcoming 12 months. Again, for some of you, you want to get access to the Qi Men starter program, which is we are doing a pre-launch right now. You can get access to it at a very special price, right, at $197. Once you get access to it by the next week, right, you'll be able to get access to all the episodes, and it comes with a PDF file. And my training was designed to get you to use the information within 1 to 2 days, right? That training is not designed to keep you for like 1 month, 3 months, or 4 months, too long. Because right now you all need to be using this Qi Men to get the success that you want. So very quickly, I designed the training to be within that 1 day. If you fast 1 day, you can get all the information, then you know what to do, right? If you like it, take your training a bit slower, then you do 2 days, right? By the 3rd day, you should be able to know what to do, right? So the app is really being prepared for you. Instruction is there, and you just go through a bit of training to understand how do you use it. Okay, so this is for if you got a complete beginner, you have no idea of metaphysics, no idea of parts, don't know what is Qi Men Dun Jia. It's okay. I designed this for scratch, right? So of course, some of you are advanced practitioner. You want to get on to that. I'm not stopping you, but of course, we are officially launching our Qi Men Dun Jia Divination, the full system, right? That is coming next month, right? So the recording is already all been done. So next month we'll give you guys access. Okay, so I hope that some of you already got your lucky draws. You can contact us. So I think the first one was Mr. Su, right? So the second one was KB. Third one was GJ Jane. Please message us directly, and then the team will check whether you would like to share the page. And I hope that if you enjoyed this live session, please help me to do the thumbs up right now, so I know that all this time that we putting the material out here, we have to get time to design the PDF file, we have to design the guide, and all this live session, we are doing it free. We are not asking a single cent from any of you. We're just hoping that you use the metaphysics knowledge, you benefited. If you come on board, you ask some questions, you benefited, right? So you just do a small donation out, that's all, right? So I always believe there's this exchange of energy. So we are always not taking, right? You will realize every small donation you give out, your life will change for better, right? And you don't need to donate to me, you just do a small donation now, right? For some of you want to get access to the Qi Men Dun Jia program, then use this, then you see how powerful it is for yourself, right? Then you yourself will give me the life testimony, because once you use it, you're like, wow. So there is actually such a system whereby I can get the outcome that I want, right? So in the past, people find it's very hard to study, but actually what we have done here is our app is completely do it for you, right? There's no memorizing of anything here, right? You just have to follow our guide. The app, as you can see, we can plot this out in a matter of seconds, right? So the app itself, you can plot it in a matter of seconds. Just select a date of birth and time. Select the current date and time if you are doing your energy charging, right? So that part I will teach you inside the Qi Men starter itself, right? So get onto it. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. And please remember to click the live notification. So next time, you don't need to memorize or you don't need to follow a lot of things. Because once you click on live notification, it automatically sends you that we're going to come on it live. Because Facebook, these days, if you just like alone, it will not notify you. You need to click on the live notification. Same thing if you're viewing this on YouTube, there is a bell icon. Please click on the bell icon, and then you'll be able to get notified the next time it comes out. So we are showing this on both platforms, stream live, right? So the next Qi Men, so once you've already got the guide, the next Qi Men we go slightly deeper, right? We start to talk more about Destiny Qi Men and what are some of the stars you can be looking at to give you these quick pointers so you can again transform the life and to get the outcome that you want. That's all ultimately you want to do here. I hope you enjoyed this live, and I'll see you in the next session. Thank you. Good night.
link 里面没有改，你的 link 里面没有改，没有那个改。